Hey guys, what's up? It's Jules here for What Culture Gaming with a brand new review just for you. Now today I'm going to be talking about Ni No Kuni II, Revenant Kingdom. We got sent the King's Edition version of this, which is a rather lovely piece of kit, and you can watch our unboxing of this down in the video below or to the side. I'm not sure how YouTube's working these days, it's probably switched up now. Either way, let's talk about the game. Is it a good sequel? Yes, it is. Right, should we break for lunch then? No, of course I'm going to go a bit more into detail. Let's get into it. Seriously, this might be one of the most engrossing RPGs I've played in a long old while. From the moment you take control of Roland, aka the president of an undetermined country who's transported into a magical world and thrust into saving a king and his kingdom from a bunch of usurping furries, you know you're playing a very different type of game. As you take control of Roland and help to build young Evan's kingdom anew, you are told a story of hope, sacrifice, and personal investment, something this game clearly identifies with, as on every single level, this is a labor of love. The characters are varied, colourful, and best of all for a game in which you'll be spending potentially hundreds of hours with, are memorable. The more time I spent in this world, the more I began to feel the weight of Evan's quest. All of the anger, the heartbreak, the hope, the longing, the betrayal, the cheese. I mean, there's a lot of cheese in this game, and it's full of RPG tropes, but I mean, what do you expect when the big baddie is a giant mouse? The presentation of this title alone is of masterpiece level quality. I cannot express how beautiful this game looks in places. From the highly detailed character animation which moves with liquid fluidity to the vibrant and beautiful areas, this is a feast for the eyes. Goldport, a city that you visit fairly early on into your run, is awash with light which pours from its casino-style architecture. Every NPC looks different in some way, and across my time I only found a handful of repetitions. This didn't need to be so detailed, but I'm so glad that it is. It basically invests you so much into the world that's going on around you that you forget, and you become part of its fairy tale narrative. To pinpoint a tiny facet of this game which exemplifies what it does so well, take a look at Evan's cloak. It flows with each movement, reacting to the subtleness of the wind, and never once did I see it clip through him. This small detail shows how much effort went into every aspect of Ni No Kuni II. The soundtrack, like the environments you explore, is varied, borrowing inspiration from geographical regions we know in our world and applying a liberal dose of fantastical harmony. There's been a conscious effort to mix positive and negative melodies within each track, drawing you in with excited wonder, then reminding you that a lot of these areas contain less than friendly monsters. And when you've got monsters, you've got combat. And how do I put this succinctly? I f***ing love this combat. Now, if I were to pick out one factor of the original Ni No Kuni that might have caused a bit of stink, it was the combat. It wasn't bad by any stretch, but the turn-based real-time mix often felt a bit clunky and a bit slow. It was admirable in its variation of familiars, but altogether it could result in quite a lot of confusion. However, here they've done away with relying on others to do the dirty work, and instead you're given a real-time action combat system that is streamlined and incredibly fun to play. Being able to dash around stages, block and dodge between attacks, then unleash a volley of arrows and spells is so satisfying. And there's a lovely little bit of light tactical play as well. You could get through the battle by chopping away at foes, but if you make use of the Zing system, which lets you build up powerful attacks when weapons charge up to 100%, or call on the help from the adorable Higgledies, which buff your stats, as well as unleash powerful magical spells, then you'll see even giant enemies reduced to dust in seconds. On a side note, if they ever release plushie versions of the Higgledies, sign me up. Sign me up. I want them now! Now, combat has always been a challenge for the RPG, seeing as you spend as much time exploring as you do executing. So to have it be this much fun is not just a relief, it's a selling point. You're always improving as well, getting new items, weapons, and materials with which to buff your party or expand your empire. Yet this is but the tip of the iceberg. For once you've actually established your kingdom of Evermore, only then does the game unlock its really meaty content. Because, I mean, you're a king. You're not going to be a very good king if you haven't got people to lead. So you need to do some side quests. Once Evermore is built, then you have to draw people in, usually offering them items or completing small quests. This will then allow you to expand and build new districts, similar to how the likes of Dark Cloud operated back on the PS2 days. With these new areas built, you'll notice that each provides bonuses to your party or buffs in battle. It's incredibly engaging, and you can sink as many hours into this as you do exploring. It's a beautiful marriage of ideas and will keep you going for many long nights. Yet, as can be expected, as your empire draws all sorts of attention, some of it's going to be good and some of it's going to be bad. And that's when you get called to defend Evermore using the new Skirmish battle system. Here, you as Evan will lead up to 4 units of varying skills into war. It operates on a kind of rock, paper, scissors system, with you rotating which unit will face enemy units using the shoulder buttons. It's simple stuff, but can prove quite challenging in the later stages. But if I have to pick some criticism, I can't say I'm truly enamored with this skirmish system. I feel like it's too light to involve any real tactical play and just felt a bit more of a distraction than it ever did a real, fully immersive system. I do think, however, it's very impressive. I like the fact that they put it in there simply because it shows a new facet of what Evan has to do as king. You can't just walk around giving people cake all the time. That keeps them happy for so long. Bloodshed. That's how you keep kingdoms. And I mean, I have been singing this game's praises, but there are a few bum notes in the melody. For a start, the text boxes on the world map sections are very small, and the dialogue that occurs within them moves very quickly. It can be frustrating to squint at the screen when there's so much space for it to have been expanded into. Also, as cute as this chibi world map is, on my PS4 it seemed to hit a fair few frame drops. Which is strange considering how much more is going on in the smaller sections of the map where there's more detail. And also, when you compare this world map to the previous title, it maybe does lack that visual flair a little. I think I would have actually preferred to have smaller versions of the party rather than this token form. Finally, I do think the game might be a little bit too easy. I've been able to rinse through the majority of fights with ease, and bosses have been dispatched before they've even made an impact. However, to counter my own point, outside of the main quest, there are supremely challenging optional fights and dungeons to work through which will test your skills to the full. All I'm saying is that this game won't really push you until the later stages, so just bear that in mind. Other than that, I really can't fault Ni No Kuni II. As a sequel, it does so much right, and I am drawn in fully. I am fully invested into this fairy tale world. As bizarre as it is to be playing as a president, with a handgun. Weird. I think that this is a fantastic experience, and I can only commend the improvements that have been made. A few gripes aside, this will be a game that will sink its teeth in deep, and let's face it, Lofty is a reason to buy this game alone. I mean, I can't really put it any other way other than I love him. I love his accent, as I did Drippy's in the first game, who gets a cameo, by the way. But if I was to borrow their vernacular, I would describe this game as tidy. With this in mind, I'm going to give Ni No Kuni II a 4.5 out of 5. If you love the original game, then you're going to love this. And I would also say if you're looking to get into the franchise, then start here. It's so accessible. Everything's been streamlined. All of the fluff has been just taken out. And what you have is a beautifully romanticized storyline that will stick with you for a long time. And there we go. Let me know if you're picking up Ni No Kuni II, and if you already have, what you think about it down in the comments section below. Then swing by whatculture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. And as always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Tidy. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Aren't you a star? Don't forget to subscribe below, and also the people who made this video, they're right here, so go and follow them and give them some love. If you want to see more content, there's probably some stuff flowing up above my head. Why not check it out? It could be fun. I'm not your dad.